My name is Ben Alexander, and I have autism. And today we're going to talk about autism and mental health. you know, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like you feel like there's a mind of running 50 million times a minute. It seems like your mind runs like you're on a hamster wheel and you're a hamster and it never stops. And I don't really know what else to tell you about that. I don't, it's hard. Like when you're running that fast where you're always on that hamster wheel, you think, oh, maybe something works out. That's probably the biggest mental health challenge is that my mind always works, and then at the worst moments possible when I need my mind, it just seems like I'm not there, like I'm not present. Like it feels like I'm not present, like the things I want to do. A lot of the times it's like I'm not present. It feels like I've been imported in another day, and all I just want to do is lay on my bed and not do anything. I struggle with that a lot because maybe part of me is like, I don't know if this is ever going to work out. It's like, what's the point? It seems like these jobs, don't pay a lot, and it seems finding a job's hard because I'm unemployed now. But and if you watched my 5-month unemployment update, I do have a job interview with a company, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited about starting that. I am super pumped to be able to do that. I'm ecstatic that it will give me an opportunity to, if I get the job, it will give me another opportunity to use my degree and actually uses my degree. And it's like, well, sometimes you just wait. Sometimes God puts opportunities in you just never would have expected. So yeah, I'm excited that now it's like, I got an interview with the company, and I'm very excited to be able to showcase my skills and what I got. Yeah, I mean, I really can't complain a whole lot about where my life's at. I can say, yes, I can, but I think turning into the negative Nancy, it's easy for me to do. And yes, there's a lot I could complain about, but I think eventually it just weighs down on you. It's like you just gotta find something that's positive. Like I said, you can eat good food. It's like find a good meal. Actually, yesterday I had a couple good meals. I had a Gula Getza food truck at the job fair because I went to a job fair yesterday, and I talked about that in my unemployment update, 5-month update. I talked about the job fair. Yeah, they had a Gula Getza food truck, and I got home and put on, and I have a dairy allergy, so I have Ben's allergy restaurant reviews, so I put dairy-free sour cream and dairy-free cheese on my lettuce and steak tacos that I got from Gula Getza. So basically I just got Gula Getza, I got the food truck, and just took it home. That was pretty nice. And then yesterday I went and watched a movie. It was called The Last Supper. It is a Christian movie. It's about the Last Supper, about Judas betraying Jesus, and the story and the interesting details. And you'd be like, well, I'm not Christian, why does this matter? It talks about betraying your friend a lot, because Judas bought he turned in Jesus for 30 shekels of silver or gold or whatever. It was it was basically he turned Jesus into the 40s for money, even though Jesus did nothing wrong. So that's kind of betraying your friend at the highest level right there. And it was just I will say, watching that movie, it put a lot of, like, wow, like, this is kind of real life. Like, it's a very interesting story, for sure. And I'd recommend you check out The Last Supper, because it does address, the mental health things about betrayal. Like, I think betrayal is something that definitely makes your mental health a lot worse, especially with autism, and even in general. It's like, if somebody betrays you and you can't trust that person, and you could say the same thing for Hero Solutions. It's like, I thought I had a job, and then they're like, oh no, we got all this stuff, you can't come in today. We're going on a last minute networking event to Florida. And then they're trying to basically beg me to come in the 17th, even though I told them I wasn't coming. It was like, yeah, that's the biggest betrayal of all time. It's one of the biggest betrayals of my life, but it just didn't seem to make a lot of sense to me why it happened the way it did. But again, like I said, there's doors closed, new opportunities open. And again, I hope a new opportunity happens. We'll see what happens. I just want to get in front of the company that I have on Tuesday and just impress. That's all I can ask for. That's all anybody can really ask for. So yeah, I'm excited about that. There's lots of opportunities to get a job. Obviously went to a job fair yesterday and found a bunch of companies I could apply for as well. I mean, I think there's an opportunity to get employed, but I also want to spend a lot of this time trying to figure out my travel agency. Maybe I'm like, what, let's try marketing with all the money that I have, which I have about $8,000 left into my name. I'm not going to use all that $8,000 for marketing, of course, but because I'm going to try to save. Like, I want to save money, but it's like, I do think I should consider finding other marketing and just trying to market myself and, try to build my travel business. Yes, it is a hard thing to do, trying to get clients, that it's going to be a challenge to get those clients into my building or into my meeting room, to try to meet with them. It's going to be a challenge. It's not for the faint of heart, for sure. And I just did get off a phone call with my job coach yesterday. You'll be seeing this on Friday, even though I'm filming this on Thursday, but you're going to see this on Friday. I think it is potentially all my ventures, and I've talked about it multiple times. Obviously, if you're returning, you know exactly what my business ventures are, but it's like I have a lot of different business ventures. I have a travel agency called Ben A Travels. I have this YouTube channel, Ben Has Autism, obviously, and then I have Ben's Allergy and Restaurant Reviews. So basically what I do is review products, review restaurants based off of food and allergy quality. There's a lot of potential that I'm trying to work with the the channel. I have a bunch of stuff running with the Ben's Allergy Restaurant Reviews because that was my first business venture. And then I decided, hey, let's do the Ben Has Autism YouTube channel last June. And then now it's like, all right, it's gonna take a little bit of a while to build a rapport and with you guys. And it's like, okay, how else what other business venture can I do? Because again, it's like I'm trying to figure out ways to build a successful business. And I'm pretty excited for all the opportunities I have in my life right now, and all the potential business ventures that I got. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to have a job. That way, it gives me a little bit less pressure. Where it's like, I know it's secure employment. It is a blessing to have a secure employment. It really is. It's a blessing. Don't take that for granted. But also, being self-employed is a blessing as well, because you don't have to you don't have to rely on that employer for money, and that's the best scenarios. Like, if I can self-employ myself, I don't have to rely on an employer for money, and that is such an incredible feeling. Is you can make money being your own boss, and obviously everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people really want that life. Especially if you've ever been fired from a job and you've had some bad work experiences. It's like, yeah, you're gonna want to be self-employed. And I mean, yeah, I'd love to get self-employed, but if I like this job that I got with, or this interview, because it is a part-time job, I'm interviewing for a part-time job. If I really like this job, it's like I could see myself being in this job for a long time as well. It just depends on the fit, and it's going to depend on a lot of different things. Like I said, I could definitely, if everything goes well, I could see myself, and I like it, I could see myself enjoying being in that job for a long time. And that would be great for them and great for me. Yeah, just, mental health is a real topic of concern in the autism community. I mean, maybe part of it is sometimes you don't know how to express yourself. For sure, it definitely is. And I think sometimes we get socially drained pretty, or at least for me. And again, like I said, other people on the spectrum are different. I do not have the same diagnosis as somebody on the spectrum. Like I said, everybody on the spectrum is different. Like, for example, like I get drained socially pretty easily, and I eventually, unless I'm having fun, like playing games and being active, I tend to check out very fast. Like if I'm at a restaurant, unless it's one-on-one, unless the person's directly talking to me, a lot of the times I'm just checked out, don't have any energy. And even sometimes one-on-one, I might be a little bit checked out as well. So it is socially, it's a challenge for me, having social energy. And it is hard. And you have to have social energy in order to really, do well. You have to socialize with people. It's just part of life where it's like and learning that, and then realizing that it takes forever to learn, and you're not quite have the quote unquote stuff. I think it gets hard to be able to have a good mental health. Like I said, I think you could ask, and again, like I said, I try to come on here and be honest and try to have conversations around mental health and my story. I mean, my story is basically me sharing my mental health. That's why I think. And yeah, I mean, obviously, there are times where it's like, I'm not in a good headspace. Am I ever going to get out of it? Am I ever going to get out of it? Those are things I've definitely thought about for sure. But again, I don't think I should let it destroy me. I think I should keep going and not allowing little things to get in the way. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely possibilities, definitely opportunities, for sure. Like I said, I don't know where my life's going to go in the next 10 years, and that's probably part of the mental health too. It's like, where is your life going in the next 10 years? And if you don't know the answer, it definitely defeats the mental health, and it challenges your mental psyche as well. When you don't know what's next, it's probably the most challenging thing. It's like, what do we do now? Sorry, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Alrighty. I think that's it for now. 1,000 subscribers. April 1st, that challenge that I said at New Year's. It's less than 2 weeks away. And if you wouldn't mind, please hit the subscribe button, share this video with your friends, turn on your YouTube notifications. I'm just trying to grow the channel so I can reach more people with autism. That's the goal here. It's not to annoy you or to ask you to do something unreasonable. I'm just trying to grow my channel so I can reach more people with autism. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video, and I hope you learned something. And feel free to drop in the comments how you feel about mental health and autism, or just mental health in general. That's fine too. Any comment is welcome. Of course, being respectful is very encouraged, and I wish you nothing but the best, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.